Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well today. Welcome to one more class, one more advanced English class. Today is 17th of September. We're going to discuss some a couple of topics that are very, very, very amusing, yet very real in our lives. So, I hope you're ready. But before, yeah, I'll tell you what we'll be discussing today. In today's class, we'll be discussing how communication styles differ from across cultures. Differ across cultures. This is a very important topic, especially in a world where we interact with people from different backgrounds, like us, for example. So we're interacting almost every day. Yeah, well, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we are interacting all the time. So we need to first. What is the title? I was absent. Freebug, welcome. We're just starting now. Okay. So before we get into that, I was wondering if you could tell me how did you do with the project last week? How did you do with the project and weekend? You had to do a newspaper article or video reporting um, something that had to do with your culture. I think it was. Yes. So, how did you do with that? Tell me. I want to know. I want to see those hands up now. Okay, Rafi. Let me see. Hold on. Rafia, tell me, please.
Okay, so about that report,
Oh.
I actually done it. I changed my title because somebody else took my title. I chose Eid al Qurban, and also I wrote about Eid al Qurban. That what is it? How long does it last, and how did it begin, and what did we do on this very special day? And also, since I couldn't upload in the drive, so I just sent it in a private. I hope there's no problem.
You say you couldn't upload it in the drive? Well, I saw a
No,
couple
sir.
of titles there. Why couldn't you upload it?
I unfortunately couldn't upload it to the drive, so that's why I sent it to your private. I hope there's no problem.
You see, sometimes I don't check my messages because oh no, it's a whole world in there. Um, why couldn't you? What happened? Why couldn't you upload it to the drive?
I don't know, I just couldn't find the option to upload. I haven't used Drive before, so that's why I'm having some difficulties using it. I haven't uploaded my any assignments on Drive before. This is my first time using Drive.
Oh, you couldn't upload it because you don't know how to.
Exactly, sir. I don't know.
Okay, so we need to well, we need to just see tutorial in YouTube how to upload videos to a drive, videos or documents or whatever file you have to the drive. Okay, try to do that, please, because I don't. I usually don't look at my WhatsApp. You see, when I check it, there are thousands of messages there, and it just makes me crazy. So I'm so sorry about that. That's why I use the drive because I can go there and look at it. Shabnam, tell me, please, how did you do?
Hello and good evening, sir. Hope you're doing great. To be honest, sir, due to a number of problems, and I couldn't send that yet, but I will do that. The project that we have been given, I will send that by the end of this week.
Okay, please do that because I was checking the drive, yeah, and I couldn't see many people that had interacted. I thought it was a good project. I mean, but right now I'm checking it again. I don't know if somebody uploaded this. if somebody uploaded their okay, we've got the essay about the Ecuadorian legend. There is only one person, Shabnam. You're the only one who's done it. I did see someone who sent me the Ibrahim. He's the only who did the newspaper, magazine, or TV report. So there is not much interaction. Shabnam, you're the only one has been sending. Hawa has sent the adventures to the group as well. So I'm not very happy with this because there is not much interaction. I thought I was gonna have a better feedback. I don't know what's happening. Rafia said she couldn't upload it to the drive. She sent it to the. I have to see all the messages I have. I'm not going to be able to do that right now, but anyway, we will continue with our lessons. Okay, we will continue practicing English here, and we will continue communicating and having time to having the time to interact with each other. Shabnam, what happened? Tell me.
Sir, I want to say that I just haven't sent this week project. I mean, the other projects that we have been given, I have sent all of them. Just only this week, due to like some problems, I send that. But end of this week, I will send. Yeah,
It's
thank you.
it's fine, Shabnam. It's fine. Thank you very much. Yeah, I saw that you have done the other project as well. All the tasks, homework. This was a project, okay, because it was a little bit. It was like kind of more interactive, so it became a project. Okay, the other ones were just tasks, homework, as you would say. Okay, so it's fine. Don't you worry about that. Thank you very much, Shabnam. Okay, let's continue. Yes. So today, as I told you, we're going to interact. I mean, we're going to see the interaction and communication between different people from different backgrounds, different cultures. Like our cultures, really. Your culture over there, in Pakistan, Afghanistan, India, and all the other countries you live in. And obviously, I live in South America. It's a well different culture here. So to begin, let's start with the quick questions. Um, have any of you ever faced a communication challenge when interacting with someone from a different culture? I ask you that. Have you ever faced a communication problem or challenge or misunderstanding when interacting with someone from a different culture? Could you tell me that? Okay, Shabnam, let's hear you.
Uh, yes, sir. It's obviously whenever we wanna talk with someone who are not in our culture or do not have like they haven't lived, for example, in our land or other like points, for sure that these kind of things might happen. It's something like for sure. And once upon a time, I remember that one of my friends. Like she's living in Pakistan. Actually, we weren't like friends, but after just like engaging in a project as a, like just an online class, we just get familiar with each other. And she was from Pakistan, and due to the her accent and as well as like the cultures, or maybe some a little bit about the language as well, because she used to speak in Urdu, and I wasn't familiar with that. And for that reason, I just felt this a little bit hard to communicate with her like easily, since she couldn't get what I was like talking, especially in parts of like English, since she was a little bit younger and as well as in school as well. For this reason, I think that there's like cultures, cultural and some like language differences uh, due to this like a problem that we had actually, and she also had. So we couldn't like interact very like well, but after a lot, but after like time, so we could just like solve this problem, and now we can just like communicate easily by understanding our languages, by just like getting familiar with each other culture as well as like accent and languages. I think that this is like a big problem, a huge problem. If you have, for example, like this type of problem, for sure that communication and getting communicated with other people would be like a big challenge.
Totally agree with you, Shabnam. You're totally right as well. We have always had misunderstandings between different cultures because obviously when you say something that the other one, the other culture, the other person from the other culture might get offended with, there becomes a problem. Okay, Freeba, tell us please.
Hello, sir. Sorry, can you repeat the question again?
Okay, the question is this: have you ever faced a communication problem or a communication challenge when interacting with someone from a different culture? You know what a challenge
Uh,
is?
yes, sir. Because every country, every province, every place, even every family has different cultures. So when we go to other place, we don't know about their culture. We are unfamiliar with their culture, so we face to challenge. And sometimes I face to. Sometimes it is very interesting for us. It's very when we know about their culture, we surprised about that. And in different parts, we face to with different cultures. For example, invading different people and different places have different cultures. And in every part, every people have different cultures. Yes.
Of course. Now I want to listen to Tahira now. Tahira, this question goes for you. What if you had faced this challenge or these problems? How did you manage it? Tell us. How did you manage
Okay.
it?
Okay. The first of all, and I greeting you all. Good morning. I have some Iranian friends, and when I connect with them, I face to sometimes with some problems. For example, one day that I speak with one of my Iranian friends, say that you speak very fast. I can't understand what you say. Sometimes, and because they have speak very slowly. All of them, it's their culture, and the people who are in Afghanistan, they speak very fast. They said that we didn't understand what you said. You should speak a little slowly. And because of that, sometimes when I face with them and when I connect with them, I try to speak very slowly that they should understand me. And it's the reason that as well, I always did. I face this with my Jewish friends. I try to speak very slowly to understand my speech and what is my idea.
Okay. Yes. But okay. It's fine. You had a problem. Boman, please tell us. Have you had that problem, and how did you manage? How did you manage it? How did you manage that challenge, that
Uh,
problem?
Hello,
Hello, Boman.
teacher. When I was graduated from high school, I got admission from United Arab Emirates University in the field of IR or international relations. I went to there. I didn't know about. My English was very weak. I couldn't speak English very well. When I arrived in university at the university, it was really difficult for me because I couldn't make other people to understand me because I was not able to talk well or speak English well. Because of that, it was very tough for me during of 1 month, and then I tried to uh, to learn English, and I was working hard time by time, and then during of 1 month, after 1 month, I resolved this problem. I improve, I enhance my English. After that, when I communicate with other people, with my friends, I can easily make understand them to understand me, and I resolve this difficulties, these problems, these issues. The tough situation was really the situation was really tough, but based on hard working, I resolved the problem, the bad situation with the tough conditions.
Thank you very much, Bowman. I'm glad that you managed to resolve that problem. We are going last. The last person we're going to listen to in this, in what I'm asking, is Rafia. Tell me, please, Rafia.
Okay, sir. So, unfortunately, I couldn't get the question. So, kindly can you repeat it?
Can I say the question was when you face or confront with this tough situation, when you talk with your friends, you cannot able to understand them. So what is the strategy? What is the way how you can resolve this problem?
Thank you, Mr. Bowman. So, the question is about confronting a problem with a friend and how can we resolve it. Um, I have faced many conflicts with my friends because each relationships can fight. So, whenever I face this kind of tough situations with my friends, best friends, or even family members, or anybody else who is close to me, I usually take some time to cool myself down because I've learned this trick from my brother who says that even if you're in an argument, just take 10 minutes to cool yourself down and everything will be all right. Because when we're angry or when we're in a fight or when we very overwhelmed or stressed, we just can't handle ourselves and we say mean things we don't mean or even harsh things, so we become brutal. So I think we should always we shouldn't talk at that time. We shouldn't try, well, of course we are angry, but we shouldn't let our anger uh, take control over us. We should just take 10 minutes, 5 minutes at least to think about it. Don't talk to anybody else because you're in a very bad mood that in that situation. So, and we should just cool ourselves down, take deep breaths, and think this all through with a calm mind. So the situation will get resolved by its own. It's just stay calm and don't talk to anyone whenever you're angry because that can make the situation even worse. So I hope I have answered the question, and also I haven't taken a lot of time off the class. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rafia. Thank you very much, Bowman, as well. I had a little issue with my connection here. It just blew off a couple of seconds. I don't know why, but I managed to hear Bowman and Rafia in their what they said, and I think they're great examples. You know, you'll see that cultural differences play a huge role in how we communicate. Let's explore this further by watching a video on intercultural communication. Mind you, it's gonna be amusing, it's gonna be a little funny perhaps, but it's real life, you know, it's real life events, and obviously it's gonna make us laugh, but it happens. It happens, especially when you travel, and especially when you're a businessman, especially when you're a student. Okay, sometimes you have these issues with intercultural communication, and there are different styles. So let us play. Okay, let me check just a message. I've got a couple of messages. What is the title? I will send it as well. Same here, sir. I also have net problems. Yeah, sometimes you have internet problems, and it just flies. Okay, I'm gonna take my camera off. I'm gonna take my mic off because even if I leave it on, it doesn't work. Okay, so I'm gonna share the screen for you right now.
Sorry. Sorry.
In Italy, different flowers have different meanings. Chrysanthemums, for example, are associated with funerals and sadness. At HSBC, we never underestimate the importance of local knowledge. HSBC, the world's local.
Sprzedajemy coraz więcej pralek w Indiach. Dowiedz się dlaczego.
If you're going to do business internationally, you should be with a bank that knows about international business. HSBC Commercial Banking spans 64 countries and territories around the globe.
Look at this. With your machines, I make 10 times more lassi than I used to. Have it?
Your business success is out there. Is your bank?
In some Asian cities, it's considered acceptable for a commuter to fall asleep on the shoulder of a stranger. In New York, it's quite a different story. Of course, it could always adapt. We're the global bank that never underestimates the importance of local knowledge. HSBC, the world's local bank.
The English believe it's a slur on your host's food if you don't clear your plate. Whereas the Chinese feel you're questioning their generosity if you do. At HSBC, we never underestimate the importance of local knowledge. Which is why we have local banks staffed by local people in over 80 countries across the globe. HSBC, the world's local bank.
In America, if you hit a hole-in-one, you're expected to buy everyone a drink. However, in Japan, it's traditional to buy your playing partners expensive gifts.
Same hole.
At HSBC, we never underestimate the importance of local knowledge. HSBC, the world's local bank.
So, what did you think about the video? Was it amusing? I think it was very, very amusing. Yeah, I want to see your reactions if you thought it was amusing. If you thought it was boring, I want to see those faces as well. So, yes, this video was about intercultural communication styles and some strategies for overcoming challenges when dealing with different cultures, like that bank, the international bank, actually points out. There were some examples about Japanese culture and British culture and Indian culture as well. So you know it's interesting how in different parts of the world we can either have trouble or make or this kind of events can make us laughing. So now that we've seen the video, let's discuss what we've learned. What do you think? We'll be discussing what we've learned. I want to now ask someone. I'm going to ask her. Let me see. Tahira. Tahira. Uh, do you did you learn a little bit about the ways that communication styles can vary across cultures?
Hello again. Yeah, according to the video that we watch, it shows that how difference between the culture. For example, let's imagine that to travel to Korean or maybe in China, it faces with because everything or every happens have different meaning in different countries. See, we watch Dutchman faces too many problems, misunderstanding sometimes, and it shows some cross culture, some cross you can say different culture from different country that they have, and sometimes it's in cross culture. And we watched the video. It was so amazing, especially for me. I interested a lot that video, and I really it was so amazing for me. And it shows different culture and as well different habits that are have different meaning in different country.
That's very nice. Tahira, thank you very much. Nilab. Nilab, do you think you can share any specific examples that can compare you with the problems that we saw in the video?
Okay, sure. For me, that was a little bit funny when that people laid down his head to other person's shoulder. So it seems that maybe in some country that would be okay. It is not that much big deal. But the other person was uncomfortable. Since that was uncomfortable, it seems that that was eccentric. Even though it looks like funny, but that is not actually a good culture. I think that is a really big problem, and intercultural communication, it is not a really easy way. So I think that is a specific example. And beside that, the food, since that guy was from US or maybe Britain, I'm not sure about it. So in the meeting, the Chinese or the Japanese people, they wanted to eat a fish. I think that was alive. I'm not sure actually. Yeah, but that guy didn't want to eat that food since they didn't want to. It was like a trick that dropped that fish on the ground or in the floor. But in Chinese or Japanese culture, that shows your generosity to bring another food for the guest. So that was a specific problem with that guy, I think. I hope I can answer your question, Professor.
Okay, thank you, Nilam. Well, in the last example, the person, the man that was eating with the Japanese people, he was British, and in the British culture, you always leave the plate clean. And that's a way of saying that the food was good and to thank when you're invited. Whilst the Japanese uh, took that as a more compromising activity, because when you leave the plate clean, the Japanese think that you didn't have enough. That's why the man always tried to bring more to the plate, to the dish, and obviously he was British. He was following his British culture, leaving the plate clean, and the other was following his Japanese culture, giving more food if you leave the plate clean. So that's how a crash of cultures become um, kind of amusing, but as you said, uncomfortable sometimes. So the question is for Shabnam. Shabnam, has any similar situations happened to you, perhaps, like the ones we saw in the video?
Mm, so absolutely, it is something that every human being will have the experience of like such an event or such a situation in their life, and for sure, it's something also happened to me actually when I was a student of a school. So. I was a student in a place where we really had different people from different areas. I mean, from different cultures. As it might be a little bit like strange for some people, or something that be like interesting for others. That in our country where we live, there is more than 40 or 30 languages, and the same more than 200 accents that exist in this country. And for sure, by these huge accents and languages, for sure we also have like different cultures, that people come from different cultures and from different rule of behaviors, that they have been raised in different environments. And I remember that one of my friends, so we had studied like generosity, or something that as to respect other classmates, like while like having lunch break and etc., giving them our like food. And the same that when any time, since we were like younger and school and the same, so we expect them to also give us not so actually, but it was something like common in the classrooms. But since we were like younger, as I just mentioned at the beginning, so when it comes one day that I didn't brought anything, I didn't bring anything with myself to the classroom. I think that I just almost forgot to just put something in to my bag. When it comes to her to just like do such a thing, or to show her like generosity or to respect the same that I did before, so she didn't do that. Or maybe so in the environment where she was raised, she just thought that you need to just share your foods. However, as you heard, that sharing is caring, in fact. And she didn't learn such a thing. And at the end, she told me that we don't have such a culture to just share our foods and etc. Because we think that if we share our foods is something that it is just personal to us. So she just had different mindset about this, but it was something that I just experienced when I was so young in the class. And I think that different areas, different environments would have different cultural experiences and issues. But only solution that I think that we can like have for this is that before like interacting and communicating with different type of people, it is something necessary and it requires that we have to first search about them, search about their people, search about their history, about their background, about their cultural like issues and etc. I think it will help us that to get interact to like interact with them like in a very good manner and way, and then we can know each other like in a very good way, because not knowing about other cultures can lead to misunderstandings, stereotypes, and lack of the empathy and interactions with people from different backgrounds. Thank you.
Thank you thank you very much, Adnam. It's a very interesting intervention there. So, the same questions goes for Rafia. Think about your own personal experiences. Have you ever experienced the miscommunication like the ones we saw in the video because of your cultural differences? If so, how did you react? Or how would you react right now that we are like learning that we have differences between cultures and something that you may that may be uncomfortable to you, it might not be uncomfortable for the other person. So, Rafia, tell us, how would you react and what would you do?
Okay, sir. So first of all, I haven't faced the situation yet, like meeting a new person with a different culture and background, and also sharing each other's cultures, the way of manner, behavior with each other. I haven't faced this because I haven't interacted with different kinds of people. But if I ever would face this kind of situation, like difficulties in communication and also um, finding hard to adapt myself in different cultures, I would probably give myself some time to adapt with it because humans, they're so adaptable and flexible, so I will give myself some times to understand them and interact with them in their own way, in their own manners and other. And if I couldn't manage to get on well with those cultures or ethics, or not ethics, I mean the way they communicate, so I'll just pass. I'll just stick with my own culture, and well, I just can't force myself to adapt if I can't do it, if it's very uncomfortable for me. But if it's not, then why not? I can adapt to it. So that's my answer, sir.
Great. Yes, that's a nice phrase you have here. Adaptation. Yeah, adaptation is what we need to adapt. That's the magic word. Obviously, as Rafia said, if it goes off limits with your culture, then you would say thank you very much. You would turn around and you would go. That's perfectly fine. But we have to remember that in the world we're very we we're multicultural, yes, and if we have millions of cultures, then we have to respect those cultural differences. Do we agree with that? Great. That's very good. So, anybody else want to participate? Perhaps anybody else wants to participate? Okay, Bowman. Uh, Tell us.
Uh, teacher, I want to say my observation or my realization of that I got from video. I My realization, my perception or my understanding that I got there's two kinds of cultures. We have Western culture and and we have um, East cultural. For example, the guy from Japan and Chinese, their culture is Hollywoodism or collectivism, and East Western culture is based on the individualism. In the beginning, when they interact the Western to East culture, or when they interact to each other, it will be create some issues or some difficulties, some tough situation. But during time, they will learn from each other, and they will share their cultures or their experience, and they will understand, they will adopt uh, to each other. There's a book that's written by Huntington, which is called The Clash of Civilization. It's focused on the cultural interaction between different culture, between Western culture and Eastern culture, Indian culture, or Chinese culture, Japanese and American, also the North America culture. That book shows the adaptation of different cultures. It was my realization or my perception from the video that I got. Thank you, teacher.
Okay, thank you very much, Roman. It's very respectable. Your point of view is very respectable. Okay, so I want to ask you, everybody, something. How would you have handled the situation? Would you have handled the situation differently? Whichever situation that we saw, perhaps in the video, based on what we've learned today, do you agree that you have to adapt to the other culture, or would you just say thank you very much? I turn around and go. Nilab, let's hear you.
Okay, sure. Well, actually, I haven't faced with such a difficult or uncomfortable situation before. But if I would, if I had faced with such a tough situation,
If you had to
I would
face,
have
if you
acted.
had to face, I repeat, if you had
Yeah, if I
to
had
face.
to
Uh
face.
huh.
Okay, okay, Professor. Well, maybe it depends on situation. If the situation is easy and that is not a big deal, maybe I adapt. Or because since, as my classmate mentioned before, human or they are or we are flexible. We can change ourselves as time passes by. We can accept the situation, or we can change our habit or something like that. But if the culture is not, it is really difficult. For example, eating a food which is forbidden in my religion, or the food which is or maybe something which is really different. For example, African people, I just wanted to inform you, that was a tribe in Africa. Their culture is really different. They do lots of eccentric things, which is really odd, which is really uncomfortable for I'm sure everyone. So that definitely I would say thank you, but I don't want to do this. So it depends on situation, sir.
A, a very respectful point of view there. A very respectful point of view. Thank you very much, Nilab. So Friba, um, yes, have you learned anything from this lesson? Do you think you can handle the situation in the future if you had to travel or go to another country and you faced a situation like like the ones we saw? Tell us, Friba.
Uh, no, sir. Actually, until I didn't go to another country, but I went to another province in my country,
and I faced two different cultures. And for instance, I live in Kabul, and I think 3 years ago I went to Bamiyan. I went to Herat, and when I went to Bamiyan, I faced two different cultures that I didn't know about that, and it was interesting for me, and sometimes it was funny for me, and yes, sometimes it was difficult for me to accept their cultures. Um, uh, I speak Dari, and also they speak Dari, but when I speak with them, I can't know their language correctly, and
You couldn't.
all of their cultures, yes, all of their cultures were different. And however, I'm from Bumyan, and but every places, every province, and even every home and every family has their different cultures and their own cultures. Um, Sometimes it is difficult to accept, and we adapt as with their cultures, but it's not impossible, and sometimes we have to accept their cultures, and always we should respect for all cultures in all over the world.
Okay, thank you very much, Freeba. Um, Tahira, we're just going to listen to Tahira, Shabnam, and Dina. Okay, then we have to finish the lesson because it's almost over. Tahira, very quickly, would you adapt to another culture? Yes or no?
Okay. As I have some travel in the countries and as well in the different cities of Afghanistan, I will, because I know that we should to accept it. Every culture or every country, even every city has their own cultures. We should to respect to those culture, and as well we should to adapt ourselves according to that culture. It's very important that we should to save or protect our values, our things that we have our beliefs, and beside that we should to respect, and according that we should to live the roles that those country or this culture does have it. Okay, it's very important because when we go to that country, or when we go to another city, we should to observe that rules that are on that country, and we should to respect the beliefs, the values that they have it. And because of that, I accept that we should to be flexible, and we should to respect the different culture that are exist in all over the world.
That's great, Tahira. Thank you very much, and that's a very very interesting lesson there. Okay, because one thing is to adapt to the culture, and another thing is to lose your values. Okay, so we all have values, and they are inside of us. Okay, they're in our mind, they're in our spirit. So one thing is to adapt to a culture without losing our values, and that's very important. Okay, Shabnam, tell me, what did you think of
Uh,
this lesson?
Sir, as I told lots of things, I mean, my points of view in terms of this video, and as well as today's title, which you have chosen for the discussion. But I just want to mention two very important points here that first, when you go to a new culture or the new environment where people have different or multicultural there, one is important that we have to respect their cultures. We have to respect their language. We have to respect the way they're talking, the way that they behave, and the way even they think, because it is something that they have been raised with them, and or something that they just like learn from their fathers or other like generation that they have been lived there. One is about respecting. And the second point, I want to just make this clear that respecting doesn't mean to accept something. Respecting is not like accepting everything. So I respect every culture, but it doesn't mean they have to accept every one of them, because we have like two types of culture. One is like good cultures that we can like prefer them to adapt them, and on the other hand, we have like bad cultures that we shouldn't do that, because around the world there are many cultures, and even them like basically they don't have like a base, like even like logically. For this reason, I respect every culture, but respecting is not like accepting. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Shabnam, for your point of view. Dina, let's finish with Dina. Dina, just tell us, what did you think of this lesson? Did you learn anything?
Yeah, actually, I think I'm adoptive person, and so therefore, and also I have this curiosity nature within myself. So I think if I have to adopt myself with any culture, I would do that. Of course, if it's an appropriate culture and it's not against my beliefs. So, and also, it's I think it's really necessary to respect other cultures because it's the history that it has, all of these cultures. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I thank you all for participating today in this wonderful discussion that we had. I hope you've learned something. I hope, because I have, you know. So to wrap up, we reflected on today's topic, and cultural communication can be tricky. Yes, it can be tricky, but by understanding these differences, we can improve our interactions. So, I don't think we have any final questions. We've all spoken, we've all discussed, and we've all given our points of view. So, great job, everyone. There is not going to be a homework for today because you need to finish the project from Thursday. I don't see any newspaper articles, and I don't see any what's it called, TV reports. Okay, so I want
Video
to.
reporter.
I'm sorry, Tahira.
I am, sir. I just mentioned that video reporter as a reporter that you said that we should record a video as reporter.
Exactly. Yes, I have to record a video and
Uh,
upload it.
teacher,
Tell me, Boman.
I did newspaper. I make it, and now I will upload on the
Okay,
Google Drive.
great. Upload it on the Google Drive. Yes, please do that. So, thanks for your participation today, and I'll see you on Thursday. Take care, everybody. Goodbye. See you soon.
Bye, bye, sir.
Bye bye. Thank you very much. Bye.
Have a
Goodbye.
nice day, sir.